I hopped on a plane from Canada all the way to the National Exhibition Centre in Birmingham, England, on a quest to find the most passionate cosplayer of Warhammer 40,000. Cosplay, short for costume roleplay, is where fans bring their favorite characters to life with incredible costumes and performances. It's creativity and fandom rolled into one amazing package. But if you're new and you're not sure what Warhammer 40,000 is, it's a tabletop miniature wargame set in a grim, dark future where colossal armies clash across the galaxy. It's not only packed with rich lore and epic battles, it's a universe that's inspired video games, novels, TV shows, and a massive community of fans, which is on the rise to become a cornerstone of modern pop culture. While at UK Games Expo, wouldn't you know it, I found that passionate Warhammer cosplayer I was looking for. Meet David Roth, aka Exeter Cosplay. This man doesn't just play Warhammer, he eats, sleeps, and breathes it. He even has the Primarch Angron, one of the most prominent iconic characters, tattooed on his back. Talk about dedication. In our chat, he shares how he got started in cosplay and the story behind his iconic Khorne Berserker suit he calls Big Red, and the massive Horus suit he's built that's nothing short of legendary. David also drops some invaluable tips for beginners looking to dive into the world of cosplay. Trust me, he's an absolute blast to talk to. You don't want to miss a second of this interview. So sit back, relax, and let's jump into the grim darkness of the far future with one of the most passionate Warhammer fans on the planet.
UK Games Expo!
We were able to cosplay at the very beginning of it and welcome everyone in.
The Eye of Terror sees all!
David Roth, Exeter Cosplay. The first time I saw your stuff online.
Thanks, man.
The first time I saw it in real life, I remember you had this booth, and I walk and I look, immediately see your Karn.
Okay, I was there, I was waving at you. I was like, it's that guy Dave, who loves this guy Karn.
What was the spark for you that got you into cosplay specifically?
I mean, going back 11 years, and I said this, that my first ever costume cosplay was a War Machine outfit that I built to come here to the Birmingham NEC with some friends. They were doing awesome DC Batman, and I did Marvel War Machine, and I loved it. I loved the feeling I got from people like appreciating it, taking pictures, and like I didn't even know about Instagram and Facebook and all of that. It wasn't a big deal to me, but I realized that these people were going to be sharing these photos, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. But then, corner of my eye, this giant walked past, and I started, and I knew straight away what it was. Just Space Marine walked past, and I was like, oh, hot damn. War Machine, bin. Straight away.
Okay.
And I went home, and I researched, and I reached out to a couple of big names, Henrik Palrod, Gary Sturley, a good friend of mine, Andy. So yeah, I met Andy Marshall. He's a really top chap, and he had this set of Space Marine armor that he put his heart and soul into. It was beautiful. I kind of found out that there were more people doing this stuff, and I didn't realize this last 10-year journey has been my Big Red Khorne Berserker, my Darth Vader crossover Space Marine, my Iron Hands Darth Vader, my Night Lord, and then more recently my Tiny Khan, my tiny perfect Khan that you wore last year.
Yeah.
And then also, the stuff that I've been doing more recently, Horus himself.
Yes.
And the Horus Heresy released at Warhammer World, and I rocked up in Horus, and they went, we were there the day Horus came to Warhammer World. I was like, yes, lifelong ambition achieved. Recognition from G-Dubs and them, and to actually be there. And now, you and others know me as Horus.
The War Master knows.
And it's amazing. Big Red was iconic for 10 years, but now Horus is Horus. He's the War Master.
He's the War Master.
Yeah. And now, the last 2 days of seeing a dream that I'd had for years, of seeing all of my Space Marines, full-size Space Marines, walking together through an event. And that's with you and Gaz and even Matt. And I was like tearing up. I was tearing up because I said, those are my boys. 10 years of hard work and every convention in the UK taking these suits out. Finally, I get to see them walking together and be the War Master. I was like, yeah. It was a good time. Still is a good time. We're still going. And like this UK Games Expo where we're now, the NEC, the venue, it's amazing. It's Space Marine sized.
Yeah.
You know, it's big and we can be big and loud. And that's what it's all about, right?
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. And cosplay for me, it's not about being perfect. It's not about every tiny detail, although that matters. But for me, it's the spectacle. And yeah, maybe the 6 foot rule sometimes. It looks good from far away. I'm massive. If it looks good, it's good. Horus himself, like we said yesterday, I don't know how tall he is, he's massive. He's 4 foot wide, he's like 3 foot deep. He can't not be seen. It's the reason I'm husky. I've been shouting. We've been shouting today a lot. It's glorious.
Blood for the blood god!
It's glorious.
It is so glorious. It's next level immersion. It's next level games.
Yeah, you feel the energy.
Oh yeah.
And everyone around you feels that energy. And what do they call it? The fear they feel seeing a real space marine walking towards them. I mean, I love it.
It's intoxicating, right?
It really is.
You can really feel your passion, Dave.
Yeah, I lived Warhammer. Like, I've lived Warhammer my whole life. I'm producing more stuff now, more detailed, more realistic.
Yeah, the Karn helmet is just pristine. Like, I gotta say.
Oh, I mean, it's new, off the printer, sprayed the day before we came.
If someone were to start, cosplaying,
Yeah.
seeing your stuff, getting inspired by it, what would be a couple things you recommend to them?
A few things. I always say, just do it. If you're in doubt, if you're not sure, go online, do some research, look at pictures, do a Google, ask people, reach out to me and all the other cosplayers that do this, because there are thousands, millions of us everywhere. Simple advice is actually, I always say start from the top and make a helmet.
Make a helmet first, yeah.
Yeah, or a little prop, because if you make it and you don't hate it, and then you think, now I need the rest. But if you make it and you think, you know what, that took a long time and I hate making things, you can put it on a shelf and it looks cool and it will always be cool, and you'll be able to be proud and say, I made that. If you start with a boot, you're stuck with a boot, right? Start at the top, start with a helmet, start with a prop, a weapon, and then have something to be proud of, and then build more to go with it, and then, you know, work on the thing. It doesn't have to be made overnight, it doesn't have to be perfect the first time you wear it out. First time I came here, Big Red, he gaps, he didn't have all the armor plates that he should have had. You could see my beard hanging out from the helmet, and the lights didn't work, caught fire. It was chaos. And 10 years of making it work and fit and get to the point where I have Horus, and it's just strapped on, fits, it's all perfect, it works, and the detail's there, and it's constructed to fit me perfectly, and you reach that over time. It doesn't necessarily happen overnight. There are some people who can. Good on them. And I'm not that man. I'm that, I'll cut twice. I might measure one day.
Cut till it's working.
Right, cut until it fits.
Yeah.
And then use more glue. And then stick the bit on that you shouldn't have cut off. And it's fine, because it's mostly foam. You know, you can do that. And now you've been in it.
Now I've been in it. Yeah. Sweat in it.
Sweated.
Right.
Absorb the sweat back into you.
I put my hands in those gloves.
Yeah. Grim.
Grim. That's grim dark. But to honor, that's blood, sweat, and tears that you put into that.
Honestly, there isn't anyone else other than the mini wargaming boys that I would have had in my suits. And honestly, you've done me a massive honour to walk out there together, stomping the halls.
UK Games Expo.
Yeah. Incredible venue. I don't know, tens of thousands of people here. It could be more, I have no idea. But seeing friends here as well, like good friends, influencers, guys off YouTube, the guys off Instagram. 10 years since Big Red came here for the first time, and I walked these halls. And I've been back every year since for all kinds of events, conventions. And there's never been a time where somebody didn't go crazy for the giant space marine walking through the aisles. It's incredible, the feeling is immeasurable, and it never goes away. the events might change and the people that come to them. I guess in the years, there's more and more. And kids have grown up and they've come back and they've brought their kids and they still get to see Space Marines. And I hope we can keep doing this for years to come.
Years to come.
Years to come. Hey, and when I can't anymore, my boy will. He's got those armors at home. He'll have his own too.
And that's the thing. Your boy, he's growing up in this environment of cosplay.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine your home. It's just everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Like, your workshop is your home.
It's my kitchen, outside space, our yard. Wherever we can put it to work on it, that's where it goes. Even to the point this weekend, my lovely other half angel, she was busy spray painting off the balcony. I was like, no, this is a good hotel. you can't stop the craft. And the cosplay, it just always keeps happening all the time.
Doesn't turn off.
Never turns off. You're always thinking of something you can adjust and change and improve or make.
That's the language of obsession.
Maybe.
Yes.